In the quiet, secluded town of Santa Fe, New Mexico, the passing of Jean Hackman, a cinematic legend, seemed at first to be the peaceful end of a long and storied life. At 94, Hackman had long since retired from the glitz and glamour of Hollywood, choosing instead to live a serene existence with his wife, Betsy Arakawa, in their remote estate. The couple had spent their final years away from the public eye, enjoying the tranquility of their isolated home. But when local authorities arrived at their residence after concerned neighbors reported an unusual stillness around the property, they discovered a scene that defied explanation. What began as a routine investigation quickly spiraled into a mystery that would captivate the nation and raise questions about the dark underbelly of Hollywood. The authorities initially considered the possibility of a natural passing, given Hackman's advanced age. The couple had lived a quiet life, and there was no immediate reason to suspect foul play. Yet, as they began to piece together the details, inconsistencies emerged. The couple's deaths were not as straightforward as they appeared. The FBI was called in, and what they uncovered would turn the case into one of the most perplexing investigations in recent memory. Among the items retrieved from the Hackman estate were 2 mobile phones, several containers of prescription drugs, and a bottle of over-the-counter Tylenol. At first glance, these seemed innocuous, but further scrutiny revealed a deeper layer of intrigue. GPS records from Hackman's phone showed that it had left the property after his death, traveling over 100 miles to a small fuel station in the town of Loretto. Surveillance footage captured a dark, unmarked vehicle arriving at the estate at the exact times the phone was on the move. The vehicle had no license plate, and no records of its entry or exit could be found. It was as if the truck, and its occupants, had vanished into thin air. Even more baffling was the discovery of a titanium iPhone 15 Pro Max hidden beneath the sofa cushions. The device was unregistered, with no identifiable owner. Forensic analysis revealed that in the weeks leading up to Hackman's death, the phone had received 3 cryptic calls from an unknown number. Each time, the message was the same: "Are you ready?" Shortly after Hackman's passing, the phone was remotely wiped, erasing all traces of its history. This discovery raised more questions than answers. Who had been in contact with Hackman in his final days? What were they preparing him for? And why was the phone hidden in his home? One of the most critical pieces of evidence came from Jean Hackman's pacemaker. The device, which monitored his heart in real time, revealed a startling pattern. On the evening of February 16th, Hackman's heart rate spiked dramatically, remaining at an alarmingly high level for 4 hours before abruptly stopping in the early hours of February 17th. This was not the typical pattern of a cardiac arrest. Instead, it suggested that Hackman had been in a state of extreme distress, perhaps even terror, for an extended period before his death. Security footage from the estate showed no signs of intruders or unusual activity during this time. The house was eerily still, with no indication of what could have caused Hackman's sudden panic. Betsy Arakawa's body was found in the bathroom, positioned as though she had been trying to crawl to safety. Her autopsy revealed traces of a powerful sedative in her system, a drug not prescribed to her and one known to cause memory loss and impaired consciousness. The presence of this substance raised disturbing questions. Had Betsy been drugged? If so, by whom? And what had she and Hackman witnessed in their final hours? The bathroom heater had been left running at an abnormally high temperature, causing Betsy's body to undergo a form of spontaneous mummification, further complicating the investigation. As the FBI delved deeper into the investigation, they turned their attention to Hackman's private study. Behind a wooden bookcase, they discovered an old safe that had remained untouched for years. Inside, they found a collection of yellowed documents, a personal diary, and a USB drive labeled Nightmare Files. The contents of the drive were immediately classified, but sources close to the investigation revealed that it contained a list of names, prominent figures from Hollywood, politics, and corporate America. Some of the documents were marked "Top Secret, Eyes Only," suggesting that Hackman had been in possession of highly sensitive information. Hackman's diary offered further clues. In the final months of his life, his handwriting had become increasingly erratic, as though he were struggling to document something of immense importance. Repeated throughout the pages were phrases like, "They are watching me," and "I know they don't want me to speak." Who was Hackman referring to? What secrets had he uncovered that made him feel so threatened? The diary entries painted a picture of a man who was deeply troubled, perhaps even paranoid, in his final days. But was his paranoia justified? Or was it the result of a mind succumbing to the ravages of age? The FBI's investigation into Hackman's death remains ongoing, with many details still classified. What is clear, however, is that Hackman's passing was not the peaceful end it initially appeared to be. The evidence points to a far more sinister conclusion, that Hackman and his wife were caught in a web of secrets and lies, their deaths orchestrated to ensure that the truth never came to light. The presence of the unmarked vehicle, the mysterious phone calls, and the hidden safe all suggest a coordinated effort to silence Hackman and erase any evidence of what he knew. Jean Hackman's career was nothing short of legendary. With 2 Academy Awards, 4 Golden Globes, and a legacy of unforgettable performances in films like The French Connection, Unforgiven, and Superman, he had cemented his place as one of Hollywood's greatest actors. Yet, in his later years, Hackman had chosen to distance himself from the industry, living a quiet life far removed from the spotlight. His death, however, has cast a long shadow over his legacy, raising questions about what he knew and what he may have been trying to protect. As the case continues to unfold, several questions remain unanswered. What did Jean Hackman witness in his final hours? The data from his pacemaker suggests he experienced something horrifying, but there is no evidence of an intruder or external threat. Who was behind the unmarked vehicle and the mysterious phone calls? The presence of an unregistered iPhone and the GPS anomalies point to a coordinated effort to erase evidence. What secrets were contained in the nightmare files? The classified documents found in Hackman's safe suggest he had access to information that powerful individuals would prefer to keep hidden. The investigation has also raised questions about Betsy Arakawa's role in the events leading up to their deaths. Was she an innocent bystander, caught in the crossfire of a larger conspiracy? Or did she play a more active role in whatever secrets Hackman was trying to protect? The sedative found in her system suggests that she may have been incapacitated before the events of that fateful night, but the exact sequence of events remains unclear. Jean Hackman's life was a testament to the power of storytelling, both on and off the screen. His performances captivated audiences, and his legacy as an actor will endure for generations. But his death has revealed a darker side to his story, one that raises troubling questions about the price of truth in a world where secrets are currency. As the investigation continues, one thing is certain: Jean Hackman's final act was not one of peace, but of mystery. And somewhere, in the shadows of Hollywood, there are those who will stop at nothing to ensure that the truth remains buried. What are your thoughts on this enigmatic case? Was Jean Hackman's death a tragic coincidence, or is there more to the story? Share your theories below, and don't forget to follow for more updates on Hollywood's most shocking mysteries. The truth may be elusive, but it's out there, waiting to be uncovered.